Hey everyone, me Kevin here. We have a little bit of news on McConnell potentially turning his back on Donald Trump regarding the impeachment process. First, it's helpful to know that Mitch McConnell's wife, Elaine Chao, was Donald Trump's Secretary of Transportation, one of the cabinet members for Donald Trump's staff. She resigned after the riots at the Capitol on January 6th. Mitch McConnell has also reportedly refused calls from Donald Trump, has not spoken with Donald Trump since early last week before the Capitol Hill event, and has said that he prefers to never speak to Donald Trump again. Now, I don't know if that's not clear enough that Mitch McConnell's not very happy here, but let me break this new report to you. And I want to preface this new report is out from, yes, the New York Times, and I know that some people do not like to hear from the New York Times, but some of this information has already been confirmed via actions that we could see within Congress and other reporters like the Washington Post and other news companies as well. So for right now, let me just get you the news and you can do with it as you please. Now, all right, Mitch McConnell has told Republican colleagues that he is, quote, pleased that Democrats are moving to impeach Donald Trump. And McConnell also believes that impeaching Trump will make purging Trump easier from the Republican Party. Both Kevin McCarthy and McConnell have said that they will vote no on impeachment, but they are not doing something known as whipping their Republican caucus to vote no on impeachment. So this is really interesting. I'm going to explain this. Usually what happens is when you have a vote coming up, and you want your party to vote yes or your party to vote no, you do something known as whip your caucus into shape, basically. You send congressional whips around, and you make sure you have the votes. Everybody's aligned with how everybody's going to vote. Basically, it's a process of preparing Congress and every individual caucus, so that way everybody knows, okay, all right, this is the team's game plan. It's like the huddle up, right? Anyway, that process is not happening to vote no on the impeachment. So a quick example, we might hear that, just making this up, but let's say Nancy Pelosi says, hey, I got a $500 billion bill we're going to put on the floor for state and local government funding. We're going to vote on it tomorrow. Well, Kevin McCarthy and the congressional whips might get all of the Republicans together or individually say, hey, just so you know, it's the position of the party that we're voting no on this. We don't want to go for this. This is why. Do you have any questions? Can we count on your no vote? That's getting the party aligned, right? So that way they have a very clear stance and they know what to expect. Like, okay, it's gonna fail by this many votes or it's gonna pass by this many votes. Who do we have to convince to make sure it doesn't go through, right? That's whipping things into shape, so to speak, over in Congress. Well, by this not happening in either the Senate with Republicans or the House with Republicans, there is a clear signal from Kevin McCarthy and McConnell that even though they won't vote to impeach Trump or convict Trump in the Senate, they are not telling their Republican members to not impeach Trump. In other words, hey, make up your own mind. Everybody gets to take their own stand on this one. By the way, the Washington Post is now reporting that McConnell does believe that Trump did commit impeachable offenses. Again, this is sending a big signal amongst the Republican Party that while we're not sure that the votes are going to be available in the Senate to actually convict Donald Trump, it is entirely possible that they end up being there. Right now, the Senate is expected to hold the trial for Donald Trump somewhere around the 19th to the 20th. Biden has already talked to Mitch McConnell to request that half of the first day of the session be dedicated to a potential trial, and the other half be dedicated to getting Biden's cabinet approved. By the way, this comes at the same time as Nancy Pelosi is implementing fines for members who do not wear masks on the House floor. $500 for a first offense and $2,500 for a second offense. Fines will be taken out of pay. And this is partially due to 3 congressmen and women now contracting COVID after being locked in a safe room at the Capitol on January 6th, while certain members of Congress refused to wear masks. And then one of them ended up being COVID positive. Well, there you have the midday update here on what the heck is going on Capitol Hill. If you found it helpful, consider subscribing, and folks, we'll see you in the next video.